Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's SW Boston here, and I'm bringing you my second NHL episode today, my first 10 games of the season. We're going up against the likes of the Canadiens in our second game, the Lightning twice, I believe. We play the Coyotes twice. We got some tough games coming up. We're going to see what I can do with this team, see how my trades and my draft really help my team, and see my record after these 10 games. So let's get right into it.
Okay, guys, so as you can see in my first game, it wasn't going too well. Down 2-0 to the Winnipeg Jets. Here in the second period, we get one back here. And we try to make this comeback in our first game, which didn't start off well with Peter Mrazek in net. And Steven Stamkos and his line really stepped up this game. Even though it wasn't the lines that I originally intended them to be, I didn't intend Marian Gaborik to be on this wing scoring goals. I want Jonathan Drouin on that line, but he was injured to start the season, so I had to make some lineup changes with Marian Gaborik getting in there. We come back, make it 2-2 in the third period here. Vladimir Tarasenko shoots and scores to make it 3-2, and we'll go on to win our first game 5-2 against the Jets at home, improving our home record to 1-0, our overall record to 1-0, and getting ready to face our most hated rivals, the Montreal Canadiens, in our second game. Jaromir Jagr scores a goal. It's always good to see someone who's 44 years old almost scoring his first goal in our first game. Maybe it'll give him a jump start to start the season. And then just for measure, Michael Ryder scores to make it 5-2. And we move on to face the Canadiens in our second game, which is also at home. And this game is going to be a very tough game for us. 0-0 here in the first period. Seth Jones takes it, fires and scores. Makes it 1-0 Bruins on top. They have a pretty strong team in this game. They drafted pretty well. I don't think they made any trades. We didn't make any trades with them. Now you can see it's 1-1 where Jacob Trouba shoots, tipped by my man Connor McDavid. He scores to make it 2-1, just over halfway through the first period. So we were playing really well. And then you got Seth Jones firing one at the net. It's picked up behind the net, centered in front, and then tucked home by Nikolai Ehlers. He gets his first of the season against Montreal. Make it 3-1, and it looks like we're going to coast from this point on. But here in the third period, about 5 minutes in, you see Jacob Trouba puts one in himself after getting the assist on Connor McDavid's goal to make it 4-1. It looks like it's in the bag. Bruins don't let up a 3-goal lead in 14 minutes, right? Well, you're wrong, because they come back and they tie this game late in the third, even though we put in an insurance goal from who else but Jaromir Jagr. Make it 5-3 with 5 minutes left. We should win this game. But Montreal comes back, we get into overtime, and Steven Stamkos, our captain, scores to give us the 6-5 victory against Montreal. We move on to face the Tampa Bay Lightning in our third game at home. Vladimir Tarasenko continues to just rip the net off the poles as he beats their goalie there early in the first, just under 4 minutes in. And then Steven Stamkos comes, and he does a nice little dangle to the backhand roof job to make it 2-0 Boston. And that's all we'll need in this game. But we'll just take a look at some of the other goals in this game. We end up winning this game 5-1 as Connor McDavid makes it 3-0. Off a deflected puck in the middle, he scoops it, high blocker. And then we pass it around. Ryan Murray shoots, tip, deflected in front. And then Marian Gaborik scored that. Just kind of cruising through the slot, picks it up, blocker side again. 4-1 now, and the dagger right there. By who else but Connor McDavid. 2-goal game. And we improved to 3-0 on the season, moving up now against Colorado in our first away game. And it doesn't take us long to get on the scoreboard. Before the 5-minute mark, Jack Eichel scores. His first of the season, first of his career, 1-0 Bruins. And then, here we go, Jaromir Jagr throws it on net, gets it back and scores. Goalie thought it was safe to dump it out, dumped it right back to Yaromir, who scores to make it 2-1 in the second. Curling out shot, scores again, 3-1. And that's Dylan Larkin with his first career goal for the Bruins. Now we ended up having this game tied at 3 in the third period. And in overtime, who else? Steven Stamkos with the second overtime game winner. And we take that game 4-3 in overtime. And then we go on to face the Arizona Coyotes in their house, and we score after being scored on in the first period to tie the game against real-life Boston Bruin Malcolm Subban. Michael Ryder makes it 2-1, and kind of late in the first period, and we kind of move on to try to take this game 2-2 here late in the first period. They score before the first period is up, but here comes Seth Jones, and he makes it 3-2 before the end of the first period. A lot of goals in the first period. That is the last goal we would need. We win this game 7-2 against the Arizona Coyotes with some nice, I wouldn't say puck movement, but a couple of good shots and a lot of gritty determination with some good help from our defense to shut it down at 2. Dylan Larkin scored that one there. A nice keep at the point, and Vladimir Tarasenko pots that one to make it 5-2. And we just run away with this game at that point. We weren't going to slow up and let them come back like Montreal did. We're going to move into our next game against the Flyers. You can see we were down 1-0 early. Pass across to Jack Eichel, who buries it. And now we're down 2-1, and here comes Steven Stamkos, and he fires and scores. High blocker. 5-0 start. We're playing the Flyers, a heated rivalry game. And we have a player down there, but it doesn't matter, because Vladimir Tarasenko continues to stay hot early season, beats Pasquale. High glove for that time. It's 3-2. Michael Ryder cruises in, off the post and in, 4-2. Bruins. Late second. And now we move in, waning stages of the second. Jaromir Jagr on a breakaway, and he goes backhand to beat the goalie. Jaromir Jagr, not the fastest guy, but he used his body there to keep the position, and then he just goes backhand and slides it in. 5-2. We end up winning that game 7-4. We move on to face the Islanders in our next game, and Steven Stamkos starts the game off about halfway through with a nice one-timer goal. Vladimir Tarasenko continues to stay hot. Through 2 people, roofs it high glove, 2-0 Bruins. Still 2-0. The pass on the power play to Marian Gaborik, who buries it 3-0. That is all we would need this game, as we win this game 5-2. And we improve to 7-0 on the season. Jaromir Jagr continues to score, which is amazing to me. And then our last goal, bang, right in the back of the net. From Landon Ferraro, of all people. And then we face the Arizona Coyotes in our 8th game. Vladimir Tarasenko buries it high glove, like he's just been known to do for my teams. 1-0. Hunter Shinkara comes in, shoots high blocker, and scores. Make it 2-0. And that's all we would need in this game, as we win this game 9-1 against the Coyotes. A bad play by the goalie there. And Michael Ryder buries it 3-0 early in the second. And we win 9-1. Steven Stamkos to Vladimir Tarasenko. 2-goal game for him. 4-0 Bruins. And we're just going to move on to see how we did against the Florida Panthers. Early in the game, a nice dangle and score by Vladimir Tarasenko in Florida gives us a 1-0 lead. It's a big goal to have just over 2 minutes into the game. Seth Jones then fires and scores to make it 2-0. Seth Jones, very accurate from the point. I love picking him up in my drafts. He's a great pickup. Jacob Trouba over. Josh Morrissey scores his first goal, first career for the Bruins. 3-0 Bruins. And we're going to coast in this game, right? This game's over. And Steven Stamkos shoots and scores 4-1. We end up winning this game 8-4, improve our record to 9-0, and then we move on to face the Tampa Bay Lightning, who are already up 2-0 in this game, when Vladimir Tarasenko pots one to make it 2-1. on a nice feed from Steven Stamkos. Steven Stamkos comes in after being 4-1 on the power play and scores. We had a pretty poor performance in net, and this will just kind of cap it off with the pass that hits off our goalie and goes in the net. Peter Mrazek wasn't having a good day. It was 5-2 at that point. We started making the comeback, make it 5-4 with Vladimir Tarasenko with 2.5 minutes left, but we could not finish it off as we couldn't get the goalie pulled goal, and we lose to the Tampa Bay Lightning in regulation 5-4 to cap off our record at 9-1. 9-1. So we start off the season 9-1 on a good streak. We lose a tough game to Tampa at the end, but it's a real good start for us, and I'm looking forward to the second 10 games and to see how this team responds from that loss, hopefully with at least another 9-1 performance. Thank you guys for watching. It was a great first 10 games for us. Hit that like and subscribe button if you liked it.
Let's go!